This video will be a little different than my usual Friday gear videos, since I normally feature something you could go out and buy. Well, today's guitar is truly one of a kind. I hope you'll find it interesting. Have you ever wanted to design your own guitar? Well, 30 years ago, I decided to do just that. I wasn't really dissatisfied with the guitars I'd been playing, but I've always been the sort of player who enjoys showing up with something a little different, even if it's only part of the time. I've also been a visual artist my entire life, so when I decided to build a guitar, I knew it'd have to be a unique design. Now, I'd been mainly a Strat player at that time, so I set about to design something that would sound and feel similar while looking nothing like a Fender. So first I spent some time on the computer experimenting with the shape. I decided it would be a single cutaway, but again, I didn't want it to look anything like a Telecaster either. So I drew the shape to scale and finally printed it out on 8.5 by 11 sheets and taped them together for a full-size drawing. Since at that time I was getting the tonal variety from the 3 pickups in the volume knob, I opted to omit the tone control. It's the one choice I slightly regret, though at the time I rarely used the tone control on Strat-style guitars, and in actual performance, I really haven't missed it enough to go back and add one. The body is solid swamp ash. I ordered the blank from Warmouth, and while it is a two-piece, it's so perfectly book-matched, it looks like a one-piece body. Now, I've worked with the same luthier since the mid-'80s, and I had him cut the body out since I didn't even own a bandsaw. While he had it, he offered to route the neck pocket and pickup and control cavities, which was a big help. I took it from there, doing all the drilling, hardware mounting, making the pick guard, sanding, finishing, and installing the electronics. For the neck, we ordered a 24-fret, unfinished maple neck from Warmouth with this thick slab rosewood board. Now the scale length is 24 3/4 inches, and it has a 10 to 16 inch compound radius. I designed this as a Gibson scale guitar from the start, so it's a true 24 3/4 scale, not a conversion neck. It came with the usual Fender headstock shape, so as you can see, I reshaped it. Now, I made the nut from a bone blank. It was the very first nut I even worked on. This main logo is actually painted on by hand. I determined I'd finish it in nitro, and was fortunate to be able to borrow a large compressor and professional spray gun from a friend who did auto painting. Now, finishing took a very long time. When I was satisfied with the finish and had it all put together, I took it back to my guy for the final fretwork and setup. Now, he did his usual spectacular job, and it plays effortlessly. I went through a couple of sets of quality Strat pickups before I found what was right for this guitar. I finally settled on these Lindy Fralin SP43s, and I love how it gives the guitar its own voice. So while there are some things I might do differently these days, overall I've been very happy with it. And it's seen more stages and been to more countries than any other guitar I've owned. To this day, it's one of the silkiest playing guitars I've ever played. And I have to say, it's performed flawlessly for countless hours. Well, I'll be back next week with a more usual review. And until then, I do hope you've enjoyed this look at my creation. So don't forget to like, and do subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you again very soon.